This is, without a doubt, the most significant piece of human rights legislation.
With these partners, with law enforcement, prosecutors, defense attorneys, service providers, everybody weighing in, you've heard from many of the voices that have partnered with us on this bill to try to make it the most effective bill it can be for Nevada.
I want you to know that we're serious about the legislation and that the reason we had a freedom bus was to make the point that AB 67 is about freedom.
So the concern is that this could actually harm the network that they work within in the informal economy, which is the only way they're surviving right now.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Is there a relationship or a way to reduce this by having legal prostitution, or is in fact legal prostitution causing an expansion of these sorts of situations?
You guys are the protectors of our state, and you determine what is allowed and what should never be allowed to take place in Nevada. Today, you guys have the privilege to say no to sex trafficking. Sex trafficking will not take place in our state.
So individuals could be prosecuted not knowing that what they were doing would fit under the definition as enunciated in the law. So I think that those are challenges that I believe would be made to the statute because of the amplification of the definitions that are already out there.
People are being broken in ways that we've not seen before. We must equip this state to respond.
And we found almost all 300 people coming from different ethnicities and groups and cultures supporting this bill.
I ask that you support AB 67 to help other sex trafficking victims to have an ending to their story more like mine.
The Washington County Sheriff's Office Sheriff Mike Haley firmly support AB 67. Thank you.
To please support Assembly Bill 67.
And I would like to express our total support for AB 67.
We are in support of this bill. Thank you very much.
These seats are the people's seats. These seats are not our seats. And whether or not any of us gets reelected in 2 years or 4 years, that's not what we're here for today. We're here to represent our districts and pass good, strong policy that will survive the test of time. And so I would encourage witnesses that come before us and communicate with the Assembly to keep that in mind and encourage us to do just that. I would hope that members of the public don't want us so worried about an election in 2 years that we simply can't do the right thing.
Between domestic violence and child sexual assault, the most horrible marriage there could be, because they're able to groom. So what do we need to do? Everyone has indicated the law has to change. 43 states have changed their laws to mirror what we're trying to do here. So they're sex trafficking laws. And how did they do that? They also used the federal definition of sex trafficking, and that's what we're intending to do here. So we're all speaking the same language. Those laws have been tested. We know what we're talking about, and we are casting a net that is capturing how this crime has evolved.
I think you used the term girls generically and not to reference the underage victims of these crimes. It seems to me, it's always seemed to me in prosecuting these cases that when it comes to underage girls, juveniles, there really is no such thing as voluntariness or consent. And I know we're going to get into that issue in this bill to some extent.
Is what you're describing a typical and routine experience where the pimps are trying to intimidate the victims from testifying, or are you giving us some isolated stories? Just how extensive is this and how pervasive is the problem and is the efforts by the pimps to intimidate the victims? Can you just give us I know you gave us some examples, but how extensive is this? Just a handful of examples in your entire career? Or are you talking about on a regular basis, you see this over and over and over and over again?
If we are really going to treat this as a serious crime, then it requires a serious penalty. There are similarly situated crimes that have the same type of penalty that we have put in our bill associated with this. And I think that from our perspective, if we're talking about our children or somebody who's forced into have sex with men after men after men, it is a serious issue, and it requires a strong penalty for that deterrence. But more importantly, I think you've heard from law enforcement why there is a collateral benefit to that deterrence in helping the victim and working through not only the prosecutions, but the needs that the victims have when it comes to the services.
What kind of a safety net is there now in either of our two most populous counties for the victims if they want to try to break free of this cycle?
Are there hotlines like 1-800-SAFE-HOUSE, for instance, or I'm making it up, but that are posted, plastered, otherwise distributed.
So you've heard from so many different voices today. I think we all recognize this is an important legislation. I'm here to tell you that we are willing to work with all of you to make sure that it is a positive piece of legislation that really will do the job, that will protect our victims, protect not only our juveniles, but the adults that are forced into this prostitution. And that's why we are here today. So we will be working with all of you. We want to hear from all of you, your concerns, and I know collaboratively we can move forward. The most important thing about all of this is we need to take back the rights of our children. We need to take back and protect our children and the young adults who are being victimized. And I look forward to working with all of you. We all look forward to working with all of you. Thank you very much.
I think it's great for Nevada in terms of recognizing what's happening in our communities from the north to the south.
I mean, the things that we're talking about here affects the lives of not only the victims in this case, but their families and the community as a whole. And I think that was so clearly shown today as we have so many people from such diverse backgrounds coming together in support of it.
You know what? Get involved. If they have questions about the bill or they want to know about the bill, we're happy to talk to them about it. But you know what? Pick an area where you would want to really advocate or get involved on this issue. And that was key. You know, I find it's better to have everybody involved, even those people that may not be supportive. Have them involved so you know what their concerns are and you try to address it ahead of time. I think that's the point of making good law and good legislation. It has a positive impact.